everybody. There's so many people here.
That's fine.
So happy about it.
We could have had the meeting in the chief's office. Would have been warmer. So, okay, so the first thing we do here, guys, pledge allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Obviously you got the census there all set with that. Okay. All right, and, okay, pledge allegiance is done. Okay, one thing that's not on the agenda that we're gonna do, Dennis, because of your absence in December, the last meeting, we had to wait for you to, look at the minutes from November, and we bypassed that. And there was also another paper he had to sign for the,
Sure, Bill found you for that, it was,
Oh, yeah, I know, he called and I signed it as soon as I got back.
did you sign it?
Yeah.
Okay, the board, the joint board, okay, so I knew there were two things we had to do with you.
Yeah, I saw him as soon as I
So,
got back.
do you have your copy of your November 7 minutes?
No, I don't, but that's
Here they
okay,
are.
I've read them.
Here they are, are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Moved.
Okay, second?
I missed it, so that's why we're waiting for him.
Oh, that's right, you missed it, okay, and I'll second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's right, that's why we couldn't do it, you weren't here, yeah. You were here in December, but you weren't here for the November meeting, right, okay. Ready? Get this on. What do you want me to date this, just today's date? Okay. 1, 2, 18 already, okay, so this is for you. Okay, so we got, and then let's review the minutes from our last meeting, which was the December meeting. So Dennis, you weren't here, so that was up to you, Glenn, to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes the way they were. For
Okay, I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we'll get this one done as well. Okay, so both sets of minutes are done for you, well. Okay, neighborhood watch. Hey there, Steve, how are you?
Doing very well. How you doing?
Excellent, excellent. What's going on?
Well, I guess that from what I understand, there's been a little bit of activity. I know a little bit of the details. I'll wait for Chief Carter.
You can chime in also after,
right.
while they're doing their report, because I know they're gonna mention some stuff that's happened, and you wanna wait till they start, and then you can chime in, or?
No, I just understand that there has been some activity recently, and there's actually even been a little bit of an outreach too from Auburn PD to some of the people trying to find people who may have cameras and things like that when certain things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, just personally saying this because we're filming this too, is that anybody that's listening to this, camera systems are relatively inexpensive now, and they're a great tool to have in the homes, and I suggest anybody that can't afford them, really look into them, because they are very reasonable to have, and especially with some of the applications they have with the smartphones and on your computers and everything.
You can watch your house on your phone.
I sit there and watching my house all the time while I'm at work. I have one screen that's watching cameras around the neighborhood, and the other one while I'm working. So it's something that's very thrifty to have.
In your case, some of your cameras watch the street.
Some of my cameras watch the street.
Same with my house, I have 2 that watch the street, but I'm quite far away from the road, not as close as, not as close as you.
I have cameras close and far, and
Close and far. So there are people that have that, so by virtue of this meeting, if they're watching this now, they can,
it's a very handy thing to have, and it's really not that expensive.
Yeah.
It's just added insurance. So
Mhm.
anybody that's interested, they can either contact myself or Lil, you could probably just channel them to me through
and if we contact us, we know who has them and who doesn't,
Yeah.
because it is
Yeah.
beneficial when.
Are you interested in finding out who has them that watches the road?
Yeah.
Not necessarily who has them that just for the inside of the house or whatever. So that's good, Steve, okay, and any other news other than what the neighborhood watch, the memberships and?
No, I haven't heard anything new on the memberships, but I think if we've gotten any new memberships, from the last meeting, we were talking about has anybody called in based off of the bulletin? And I haven't heard anything yet, but I think a lot of that has to do with the holiday activities
Yeah.
and things like that. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna try to give a call out to the other leaders and see if they've
Yeah.
heard anything.
Are we gonna make a concerted effort for the next few issues of the crier?
Put it in there, yeah.
Put something in there, and, okay, great. All right. All right, so Chief, that brings us to you, sir.
I want us to recruit new members to the Neighborhood Watch program because it has been very successful. Our burglaries are way down. The only burglary that we had in the month of December was a family on Bunker Hill. And both Steve and I saw that car that day. He saw it on his video. I saw it on Bunker Hill.
Now, that guy was driving around for a while.
Yes, it turned out to be the same guy that was arrested by Nashua in a stolen car. He actually assaulted a Nashua police
Correct.
officer. And we pretty much have that case solved. We recovered most of the stuff that was taken in the burglary. And in addition to that, Lil and Melissa sent tons of Christmas gifts to that household because they were burglarized just before Christmas. They had money stolen. I think it was 2 carloads, wasn't it, of
2 big bags.
and some cash. And these people were just absolutely thrilled that they lived in the type of community that cares that much about making
Yeah.
sure that their kids had a Merry Christmas. And to have solved the burglary on top of it definitely was a little frosting on the cake.
Yeah.
But Steve is right about having people, having that extra set of eyes and ears out in the neighborhoods, very valuable to us. And this is one of the reasons why we've solved most of the few burglaries that we've had, because of people like Steve. So whatever we can do to recruit new members, we should put the effort into, because it's been a successful program, and I want it to continue. And as far as everybody having cameras, I haven't done a composite in a long time because everybody's on film now, wherever they go.
You're gonna have to get a new job, Chief.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind. But as far as this past year, the guys did a fabulous job. I mean, this is a great department. There's good police officers working here. I miss Fletcher. I miss some of the guys that have left, but the people that we've retained they're just top shelf. And I put them against any department in the state of New Hampshire, pound for pound and inch for inch for sure. And we should be take the time as commissioners, when you can, to recognize and thank them for the job they're doing.
For sure.
Ray and I are totally thrilled with the performance that.
Yeah. Well, we get some younger blood and some go-getters.
Yeah.
New blood sometimes, even in my business, you get some new people in there that are go-getters, and it stimulates the others, and before you know it, everybody's back in tune, you know? So that's terrific to hear. Any questions for the chief? No? Are you done, chief? Are you all set?
Sure.
Okay. Ray?
Not too much this month. We wrapped up a couple of community service events. Melissa did the Giving Tree thing. That's all finished up. But there were 12 families that was helped out again. That was awesome for the people of Auburn to help out. Everyone was. It's a huge logistical thing. And
Yes, it is.
Melissa did an outstanding job with everything.
I came in here.
And Lily
Lil.
worked her butt off.
This room was completely, all presents and wrapping and a lot of things going on in here.
Yeah, so they did a pretty good job. But
It's Melissa's baby.
yeah. But it's but the police department's a lot cleaner now, so everything's fine.
Yeah.
So you can see the floor again.
By the way, Melissa's on her way down to Texas. There's a parole hearing for a man that killed her mother in the
Yes.
wire crash. So they want to be down there to make sure that their voice is heard. And
I was gonna ask her, I saw her today, and she said she was going to Texas, and I knew Texas was where, Texas
It's
was,
been 12 years, but it's still, it's like it happened yesterday. So
yeah, for sure. Okay,
whatever we can do for Melissa, because she does so much work.
she does. Ray?
I was to add to the whole burglary thing on Bunker Hill. We were able to check with some members of Neighborhood Watch. What we were kind of looking for is actually some independent evidence that these people were in the area. We got some information from one of the participants. But if they recant when it goes to court, it doesn't hurt us to have independent evidence of somebody that they were actually physically in that area. And that's the kind of stuff we're looking for from people. We're not looking for anybody to get involved or for anybody to do anything. Just keep their eyes open, and if they do document stuff or have a recording system, when we ask for some help to step up, and, you know, like I said, it's as simple as a car just drove by your house, and that's all we're really looking for, is we can put that car in that neighborhood for sure, so if they pull back their statements that they made to the Nashville police in this case, we still have independent evidence that they were there, and it's really pretty helpful for a conviction, it's huge, to say there's some actual evidence there that somebody else can, you know, put out there.
Just like in Tampa, that
Yeah.
guy that was doing the killing.
Right.
He was on videos, all kinds of things,
Yeah.
and
So
that
it's a,
helps
so it's a
them
bigger
not
deal
fight.
than some of the people in the neighborhood watch might actually realize, that you're just actually keeping your eyes open and remembering something that can be a pivotal thing in a case. And it's
Yeah.
really been helping us out pretty good.
And one other question for you, I'm just thinking about Christmas, any package stuffs? I know I've seen a lot of that on TV.
Nope,
Have
we,
had any of that
we did
direct
have
to that?
a lot of the officers directed specifically to the neighborhoods, during that time, and we were actually frankly a little bit concerned about it, because there's a lot more residential neighborhoods than we used to have.
Yeah,
And they all have the big front porch and everything, and we're the type of community where the package guys will leave it, you know,
Yes,
sign
yeah.
for it.
they leave it right outside.
But no, I don't think we had a, no,
No.
I don't think we had a one.
In other parts of the country, it's running rampant.
Yep,
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you something, they're leaving packages everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
yeah.
My son-in-law has a long driveway.
Yeah, yeah.
They left the package out by the mailbox.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Don't worry, I'd save
Yeah.
it.
The only other thing we got coming up is we have some training coming up. We've been trying the same program, doing some in-service training where we do it here in the police department rather than send officers out.
Yep.
We have our legal update training that's actually become a regular event every January. We go over any new laws that are starting to take effect, and that the prosecutor teaches that, so the guys will have that this month. And I think the next month, we have Manchester Mental Health scheduled to come in to teach how to deal with emotionally disturbed persons class, which we haven't had for a while.
yeah.
So that's what we got coming up for training, and I think that's about it. We can talk about the budget on the next thing, and I think that's it.
Okay, any questions for Ray?
No,
Anybody?
one's
All
great.
right, well, continue on, let's talk about the budget, last year's budget. We're still working on the final figures, I'm sure. The bills that I initialed the other day, Lil, they're going in on 2017, I assume?
They're in, but they're not on this.
They're not on the P&L.
And I
Right.
still have whatever trickles in over the next.
What you got, how do you think, how much are we gonna give back to the town? What do you think?
I'm thinking 30 to 40. There will be some payroll that comes out of that, because she does that back payroll thing.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a half a pay period.
Yeah.
That comes out. Right now, I think it says we have $85,000 left. We won't have that. But
Yeah.
We'll probably have 40 or close to it.
Well,
30 to 40, somewhere in
you know,
there.
that'll help for next year, even though that money goes to the town. In our heads, we can say that that's gonna pay for that half a year of a full-time
Well, that's where the
officer.
majority of the reduction was, if you look at the part-time line, and that's exactly what occurred.
Where
So
it
we
was
were kinda,
supposed to be.
yeah, we were kinda right where we predicted, where
Yeah.
when we added the full-time officer, that pay came out of the part-time line to cover that, because we wouldn't need those hours. So it did actually kinda work out pretty much the way we planned, you know,
Yeah.
as far as how much payroll would be left and everything.
Yeah.
There is kind of a high number left in the sergeant's line, that was due to an injury, there was some time that, the sergeant was out for a while, so that's why that's kinda left high. That won't be the case, you know, if he's there for
That's right.
a full year, so just so we
Yeah,
don't.
and
that's
we
a
did
big
have,
number.
we did have our share of injuries this year. I mean,
Yeah.
in 2017,
Right.
you had a few
Yeah.
injuries.
The full-time line will probably be over, and I think Chips is gonna be pretty close, so the detective sergeants will probably be slightly over as well, because those guys covered for the sergeant when he
Yep.
was out.
Yeah,
So, but the final number, I would think, yeah, 30, anywhere
Oh.
30 to 40.
very good, very good.
And even
Anything
at
to add to that, Lo?
It sounds like a lot of money, but it's only 3-4%.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's,
Right,
Yeah, 40,000 is what, 1 week of payroll, not even that.
right.
we didn't have an opportunity to do any end of year spending, anything. at the end of the
We
gap.
did a little bit, it had a few, but nothing like we did in years
Yeah,
past.
okay.
Yeah, well, right, we
You
did.
approved, you guys last month, I think, when you weren't here, they
Yeah.
approved a radio, and we
Yeah.
got that went to the
Good.
town. The
Good.
town administrator signed off for one
Excellent.
extra police radio.
Yeah.
That's like $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
That was it.
Partially because we had some officers retire too, right?
yes,
I mean, that's.
yeah. All right, any other comment on the budget? Because after this, I don't know, do we have any new business? I'm not aware of any. Other than the fact that I just wanna make sure the ad in the crier goes in and solicits, you know, all these new households. And people that are watching this at home or tomorrow or whatever, if you do have cameras that are looking at the outside, make sure they're tuned up just right and focused right, because And we'd like to know if you do, when we have a crime, it'd be nice to know. I know in your neighborhood, Steve, where they know, they go right to you and say, hey, did you have anybody go by and this and that, so it makes it
Somebody
nice.
goes in my neighborhood, I know who it is, basically, pretty much.
Yeah, okay, any
You
other,
can't go by my house without.
That's right.
all right. Any other comments or anything? Because other than that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Just commend the department for a great year, it really worked out well, and
I think we
a lot
had,
done, and
I agree with that. I think we had a good year.
Outstanding year this
Let's
year.
have a better year this year and more we're going more into community service things and a lot of different things that we're doing, and I think it's great. You look back 6, 7 years ago, those are things we weren't doing, but we didn't have the right people and the time probably, but it's going very well right now. I'm happy with that. How about you?
Absolutely.
We have great people, including
Yes, Steve.
office manager.
I was just thinking right now, I remember at the last meeting, you were bringing up the fact that, you know, this neighborhood watch thing's been going on 6 years now, and I remember when it actually first started up, because I was at the initial meetings, when it did, and you know, at that time, we were getting a lot of burglaries, and there were a lot of concerns, but I'm trying to think, is it, you know, I know it's really the cold weather season now, but I mean, come spring or you know, early summer or something like that, and maybe we could put together some kind of a function here at the safety thing, or some type of a talk on how to
We
prevent
did.
burglaries,
Yes.
and then try to get signups in that way.
We did at the school in the fall,
Yeah, we
a couple
did.
years. I mean,
Right.
me and Bill Berry and the Cloutiers.
Yeah, I was there, right.
And yeah, who was the other guy there?
Ken Geddes.
Huh?
Ken Geddes?
Ken.
Yeah.
And we put a presentation on, and then another time we had a motivational speaker about home security and stuff.
Yeah.
I think we had 2 or 3 years we had that, and then it kind of drifted off.
Mhm.
We could look forward to doing one more thing, or it ties in with something else that we're doing, and take an hour out and have a little shindig here, or outside maybe when we're doing our old home days or whatever. You never know. We could look into that.
The bad guys know that we have a neighborhood watch group.
Mhm.
That's why everybody around us is getting hit with burglaries, and they're kind of staying the hell away from here, and that's good.
Yeah.
That's
They-
exactly what we wanted.
Let them go somewhere else where they think they got a better chance of getting away with it.
Mhm.
So.
They won't get away with it on Preston Way, that's for sure.
No, they won't get away with it, but it's still.
He's got the cameras at the beginning, he's got a neighbor at the cul-de-sac.
Oh, yeah, the neighbor at the cul-de-sac at your street has them too, God, you know everybody that turned around and.
He is, actually, he called me today, because he was laughing, because he has a housekeeper comes and does some work at his home, and they had a different car than they normally have.
The black truck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and chief car pulled up and saw it was not a normal car and was running the plates, and he was going, that is awesome. He goes, that is great, he's happy to see it.
Chief rides around every late morning and afternoon. He goes all around. You see him all around town.
Mhm. Yeah, he does, I see him too.
Yep. All right, well, if that's it, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at
So moved.
7:20. So moved, okay.
What a way to start the year, guys.
There you go.
Yeah.